You make kind of a provocative comment in your new book here, Mugged, and I think it's on page 151. You write that various groups, feminists, gay rights groups, and those who are defending immigrants have commandeered the black civil rights experience. Yes. What do you mean by that?
Yes, I'm glad you asked that because I think it's one of the most important points of the book. I mean, I think there is the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow laws. We don't owe the homeless. We don't owe feminists. We don't owe women who are desirous of having abortions, but or gays who want to get married to one another. That's what civil rights has become for much of the left. They dropped the blacks after 5 minutes.
Immigrant rights are not civil rights?
No, I think civil rights are for blacks.
See, this is essentially the problem, and the Republicans don't understand.
What have we done to the immigrants? We owe black people something. We have a legacy of slavery. Immigrants haven't even been in this country.
But you see, most of us.
Welcome back. The Big Bad Podcast, a.k.a. Critical Race Truth. Now, why should we give a fuck about illegal immigrants? Undocumented immigrants. These people are criminal. 100% criminal. They come here as criminals. They should be treated as criminals. So I remember in my community, black community, during the 80s, we was matter of fact during history. So we experienced all types of tragic atrocities, oppression. And, wars that we couldn't avoid. We had nowhere to run to. No one took us in. We had to stay. But yet, we have to take in immigrants. We have to have empathy for immigrants and their kids. Fucking music, man. Let's get into the conversation, right? So, why should we give a fuck about those kids? The dreamers. The dreamers. Where did that fucking term come from?
I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream.
I came from Martin Luther King, I Had a Dream speech. The dreamers that he was talking about wasn't fucking Asians, it wasn't Mexicans, it wasn't Cubans, it wasn't Venezuelans, it wasn't Argentinians, it wasn't Chileans, it wasn't. None of these motherfuckers was the dreamers he was talking about. So they take our shit and make it their shit. See, this is what we were wrong at during civil rights. We should have never fought for civil rights. We should have fought for Negro rights, because now civil rights means everybody but fucking us. These people are coming here by the fucking dozens, by the hundreds, by the thousands, by the 100,000s. Now, some of you might think, well, how does it affect us? Well, these fucking people aren't going into other communities. They're not going to white communities. They're not going into wealthy communities. They're not going into fucking Asian communities. They're not going into Latin communities. These motherfuckers are coming to our communities. And we don't know who they are.
Be put into their neighborhoods.
It is a slap in the face that we as citizens of the United States of America do not have the resources and support, but you're going to bring people who are not citizens here in our community, in our buildings that we pay taxes for, that you took away from us. Yeah. That is completely unacceptable. We are in a humanitarian crisis right now. The black people in Chicago are bleeding on the streets.
Mayor-elect Brandon Johnson had this to say about the migrant crisis.
We have a responsibility to make sure that families who are seeking love and support here in the city of Chicago and throughout the state of Illinois, that they are not just welcome, but they are serviced.
No, we don't, you fucking queer-ass, homosexual, weird-ass, Democrat, bitch-made, tap-dancing, jigabooing-ass nigga. Fuck you and Laura Lightfoot, you fucking sellouts. Motherfucker, fight for your own people. You fucking fighting for these people we don't fucking know. Because you in their fucking pocket. Stroking dick. Like, I bet you use a good dick stroker, you fucking weirdo. Fuck them immigrants and fuck the goddamn floating mattress they came in on. You motherfucker, send them to the fucking Spanish community. Send them to the fucking white community. Anywhere but fucking our communities. You know what I'm saying? The fuck you talking about? I hate these fucking Democrats. And we don't know. We ain't doing no background check on these people. We don't know if they rapists. We know they're known for raping. We know they're known for fucking little girls in their country. We know they're known for fucking. How do we know these people aren't the terrorists of their country? Like people are fleeing whatever they're fleeing from, but how do we know these people aren't the people who causing people to flee? Like, how do we know these ain't the terrorists of their country? How do we know these ain't the fucking gangs, the fucking whatever gangs they have in their country? We don't know. These people look between fucking anywhere from 17 to 25. They look gangbangers. They're the prime gangbanger age. They're the prime menacing age. And a lot of these motherfuckers are well dressed and fat. Now, I'm from the 80s era, my nigga. I don't think you remember. Maybe you do remember when we had to feed the children. We seen the Ethiopians and the Africans, Somalians, is all fucking skinny with them fucking pot bellies and flies on their faces and shit. You felt bad. I should have fucked my appetite up when I seen that shit. I had to turn the fucking channel and shit. And if I was smart enough, I remember I fucking cried one time. I felt so fucking sad. These like we ain't like them motherfuckers in, and they needed us. See, it's a game being played. Like we assume, like an ignorant person would assume that these people need help. These people aren't proving that they're actual victims. And think about it, how you can just leave your country. Like, if the people oppressing you is oppressing you, they're just letting you leave? How the fuck you leaving? There ain't no fucking underground railroad. Like, see, it's the thing. We had to go through underground railroads, go through forests, fucking swamps, alligators, and run from dogs and shit. These motherfuckers they on fucking air mattresses and shit. How the fuck you get an air mattress? Where you get a tent from? Like, see, I don't like my fucking refugees to be in clothes and that match and be all fat and chubby and shit and having babies. How the fuck you oppressing you having babies? What is this? Y'all doing a lot of fucking for some oppressed people. I don't know, that shit is weird to me. But my thing is, fuck them kids. We are the dreamers. We still fucking dreamer. But you know what though? The funny thing is about dreaming, now they call us a woke. But they call anything woke. They don't know what the fuck woke mean. They using woke for white people, using woke homosexuals, using woke. None of them motherfuckers are woke. Only black Americans are woke. That means aware, not taking no bullshit. It's the only definition of woke. It means black Americans are aware and we fighting for our shit. Like I said, we should have never fought for civil rights. Like in making the 14th Amendment and shit, we should have put exclusive rights for black Americans and no one else. Because no one else fought for these rights that everyone gets to benefit from. Yo, these immigrants, my nigga, are living in fucking top-notch hotels in New York. $700 a night. My nigga, I'm paying $7 a rent for my apartment. And I'm paying $700 for my studio. Like, my nigga, that shit ain't easy to come by. And this motherfucker get this $700 a night. I heard, and I ain't sure, but I'm heard they getting $7,000 a month. My nigga, where the fuck they do that at? And they are terrorizing the hotel. These motherfuckers are throwing food away. They fucking in hallways. They smoking weed. Like, we know these guys. My nigga, I don't think none of them are victims. I don't think no one will seek them and sell them. I think they just want to come here and just fucking live a vida loca in our fucking country that they ain't built. Like, shit, ain't no immigrant have no rights. What we should be doing instead of getting them hotels is building more prisons and mass incarcerating these motherfuckers. Them and their children. Their kids to be in DCF and foster homes like they did us during the fucking crack epidemic. Like they did us during the black codes. Like they did us during the pig laws. Like they did us during motherfucking Jim Crow and all that shit. These motherfuckers should be, matter of fact, you know what? They should be the free labor. We shouldn't pay them shit. Like the Centers did the right thing by making it so that you can't work in Florida if you don't got your fucking papers. That should happen in all countries. Matter of fact, that should be federal law. If you have no fucking papers, you shouldn't be able to work here, get a job here, get a car here. But yet, these undocumented motherfuckers coming here and they living better than Americans. They cutting the line. And not just black Americans. These motherfuckers living better than some well-to-do white people. Like, these motherfuckers are living better than some well-to-do white people. Some white people ain't making $7,000 a month and living $700 a day. That's his shelter. And this the funny thing about Chicago is They closing Chicago schools, but letting motherfucker. So they put in Chicago black kids schools. No, I said it wrong. They're shutting down black schools in Chicago while opening them back up to let immigrants stay there. What type of shit is how we not riding the streets, my nigga? Like, this is the worst insult this is the worst slap in the face to Americans ever. And I'm a black American. I speak for black Americans, but this is not just insulting black Americans. Yes, it's going to hurt us way worse. Yes, because these people who are in these schools, in these communities, in black communities, these people, they're going to move us out because they're going to get loans to open businesses. They got cheaper connects in their countries. They are the plugs, like the Chinese people. Chinese people coming here too, right? And we're just dumb. We letting Chinese people win. China's taking over everything. These are our biggest competitors and enemies. And yet we know they got fucking splinter cells. Like, my nigga. America's done, man. It said it's over. America's falling, kissing goodbye. White America, black America. And the ironic thing about these fucking immigrants is, especially the Latino immigrants is, from whatever country, pick a country, right? Say Mexico, right? You have Mexicans here who was here already, who been here, who got here illegally. They don't support the illegal Mexicans coming here. They don't fuck with them. I suspect they're a different class. I suspect the ones who are here illegally are in the elite class, and I suspect the ones who come here illegally are the thugs and cartel niggas. I can't prove it. I can only assume. But even like the Argentinians, like, I'm gonna show you different clips of different people who are coming here. Like, it's Latino versus Latino now. You have Latinos running for office and shit to shut these motherfucking border towns down. Like, even the Latinos here, that's how Latinos have no fucking loyalty. For one, they have no race loyalty unless it's white. Because they shit on there's no black, dark Latinos coming here. And all these countries have dark people and pockets of dark people who they all oppress collectively and ignore collectively. And they always try to breed to white people. These motherfuckers get married to white people. You know what I'm saying? And these motherfuckers are, I don't know the equivalent of coon in Spanish, but these motherfuckers are the equivalent of coons because they come here and they think they white. And they even join the alt-right. A lot of these motherfuckers, even some dark-skinned Latinos come here and join the alt-right. Now, who is the alt-right? These motherfuckers are the new neo-Nazis, the new KKK, the new hate groups of our time. Or the KKK shit is over. I mean, you still have some rednecks and KKK and shit, but the new word for it is nationalism. The new word for white supremacists is nationalism. Now, I want to be clear about white supremacists. There are no white people who are genetically supreme to black people. These motherfuckers are inferior. That's why they work collectively to keep us down. These motherfuckers are white inferior people. But how does this affect us more than one way? First of all, besides evading our communities, they are letting immigrants, or they're trying to let immigrants vote, illegal immigrants vote. And that's gonna affect us because they're gonna vote for our interests, they're gonna vote for their interests. And the Democratic Party are gonna cater to them. But check this out though. See, it's a game of causing a problem, fixing a problem. Causing a problem, fixing a problem. See, both parties are causing a problem and fixing a problem. For example, the Democrats are causing a problem at the border by letting all these immigrants in, right? Trump going to come in and fix the problem, which is going to deport them. But by the time he deport most of them, because most of them are getting deported, ice, baby. But what's going to happen is a lot of them going to have kids here that's going to anchor them here. And a lot of them are going to be neutralized here as citizens. And those few people are going to vote Democrat to get their people over here to fight for immigration. Hey, push immigration now. That's like the biggest thing, immigration. But let's be clear. Most Hispanics and Latinos are conservative. They come from conservative fucking countries, especially Cubans. Cubans are conservatives because they was under communism. You know what I'm saying? So these people have no loyalty. Because if you leave your country, you're not loyal to your country. And if you leave your country, then you vote against the people from your country. That means you don't give a fuck about nobody but yourself. These people are not patriots. These people are not. Yo, tell the truth. We might be voting the worst of the worst here, man. I suspect these immigrants are the people oppressing other people in the countries. I believe these are the gang members. I believe these are the rapists. I believe these are the fucking cartel members. Because mark my word, cocaine and fentanyl is going to be cheap. All these motherfuckers going to bring it. They're going to bring it, my nigga. And ain't no fentanyl kills people. So they already coming here as terrorists by spreading fentanyl. That's step one. Now, Mexico are doing business with China. And most of South America are doing business with China. And keep in mind, my nigga, America threw a lot of coups in South America. Venezuela, Nicaragua, Panama, even tried Cuba. Like, America, and they even robbed Haiti of their gold. So we have a lot of enemies and people who have hatred for us already, my nigga. And keep in mind, in their countries, they practice racism too. So they're not leaving that shit behind. Oh, nigga, no. They're bringing that caste system. They bringing that caste system with them. All these groups practice racism, colorism, especially in Spain. Like, especially Spain-speaking countries. Like, think about it, right? They're sending Haitians back this last year. They were just chasing them down with tassos and horses this last year, if I ain't mistaken. But yet we letting all these whitish, beigeish immigrants coming in, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't fuck with these people, man. Like, it's against our interest to support any of this shit. Like I said, the Democrats are causing a problem. The Republicans are going to fix it. We know Trump coming back. You know how Trump was on their ass. And we got to support him. Like, I mean, if it's a game, we got to choose sides, man. Shit, we got to choose Trump. This is the first time ever the fucking blacks are on a side of the fucking racist alt-right. Because we all agree that immigration is bad for all of us. We all agree, like, we all being replaced. So, you've never heard of the Great Replacement, right? It's a white ideology, which they're going to be replaced by others, which is like, blacks, Asians, whatever, all that other shit. Yet they letting all these Mexicans, Spaniards, Asians come in, and especially Indians and Afghanistan. These people are not white people, but in their countries, they are the white people of their country. They are the elite. Like, for example, like, in India, the Brahmins are the white people. They are the oppressors of the country. That's who get to come here. And people who practice oppression in their countries, they don't leave them ideologies behind. They bring them with them. We are going to witness a new type of racism. We're going to experience it from Africans. Because don't get it wrong. I mean, amongst blacks, so let's say blacks, Africans are black, right? Because, I use that, interchangeably for exclusivity of black Americans. That Africans don't come here playing a tribal shit with us. The Latins don't come here playing their color shit with them, they racism with them. Like, every country, like from India, China just don't like us at all. China, Asians predominantly marry white people in America. That's they go to. White and Asian, you can almost bet that's going to happen. Like, so we have a familiar. So Puerto Ricans and Mexicans kind of fuck with us for the most part. But they're flip-floppy too, because they could pass for white. Look at John Leguizamo. Look at Fat Joe. These motherfuckers act like they fuck with us, but yet they do things that undermine us. So we can't trust Latinos at all. I mean, individually they're cool, but I'm not talking about on an individual basis. I'm talking about on a political basis. This is a political podcast. This is not an individual one-on-one type of thing. I have I have no Asian friends. I'm lying, but I know some Latino people who I'm very cool with. You know what I mean? Who I fuck with, who I grew up with, from my community. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing against them personally if you're hearing it, but to me, it's like you either with me or you're not. Like, you in my country, nigga. You participate in my culture. So fuck it. Let the fucking chips land with land. But I'm saying is, listen, man, we have to fight for we have to suggest laws now. We have to just suggest shit like, okay, listen, we want no more immigrants coming to this country at all. We want no more Mexicans. We want no more Africans. We want no more Indians. All right? And that's going to shut down all the cheap labor shit. Because cheap labor is keeping the white people in power. Because think about it, right? Think about how much all the golf courses were closed. How much all the restaurants were closed. How much all the fucking construction companies were closed because they're getting over with cheap labor. And but they don't have to close. We could force the government to stop taxing so much, and we could force the government to stop inflating the money so fucking much, and we could vote and fight for cuts for overhead so we could all make a better profit. Like, the answer is not cheap labor. White people, see, they got so used to fucking slavery that after slavery they couldn't go without it, so they still need nannies. They still need people cutting their grass and building their houses and building rock stone walls for them. They still need to look good in their fucking castles. See, but black Americans is not doing that shit. You got to pay us quality money, my nigga, because it costs to live. You can't pay us $10 an hour. You can't pay us, nigga. We want, nigga, every black American should at least legally be paid $50 an hour. Like, I don't know about no other group, but we should get paid a minimum of, no matter where we at and what we doing, $50 per hour. And as the inflation go up, our wages go up beyond anybody. She nobody get paid the same wages we do because we work harder and freer, and our situation is more severe than anybody else. We can't feel sorry for people who don't feel sorry for us. Like, we had nowhere to run to.
Welcome back. New video into Fox News of 5 more buses carrying migrants from Texas arriving in New York City earlier this morning. And we're learning more about where many are staying at taxpayer expense. The city is renting some 5,000 rooms at a swanky hotel just 1 block from Times Square with spectacular views of the iconic skyline. Rooms cost up to $700 per night. Oh, there's also a top-of-the-line fitness center on the 3rd floor. Officials are keeping the cost of all of this under wraps, but a similar package to house the homeless during the early days of the pandemic came at a $300 million tab.
Lines, you mentioned that blacks will be pretty much a permanent underclass in America by the year 2015. Why the year 2015?
2015 because what I've concluded from analysis is that there are going to be a converging of social factors nationally and internationally that's going to place blacks in a permanent status of underclassship. And we anticipate by that point in time, based on all the research that's coming to us, that the next generation of whites are going to be more anti-black than they've been since the Civil Rights Movement. 2, we anticipate by the same token about 86 million Hispanics coming into the United States and about 41 million Asians by that point in time, which is going to kick black folk out of being the minority in the society down to a minority. We've been number 2 in the society for 400 years as a group. We're going to become number 4. And if we have not gotten anything after being number 2 for 400 years, you guess what's going to happen when we become number 4. Because at that point in time, all the new groups coming into America, they're coming in higher than we are because this country operates off of a preferential acceptance program, which means that groups are coming in based on skin color. They're going from the lightest down to the darkest. Light, yellow, brown, black. And that's what our immigration laws are based on. And black folk would not be able to penetrate through those groups to get to the white society when that happens because those groups owe us nothing. They don't understand our problems and they are competitive with us, and we don't begin to be a little more aggressive about being in a competitive posture, they're going to eat our lunches.